What's happening, party people? Happy Sunday. I trust that you all are doing well, having a great weekend. Those of you that don't have to work today, hope you get some relaxation in and some enjoyable time with somebody that you care about. Man, I'm getting ready to finish my laundry and go visit this place that Mita and I visited last night to serve and worship the Lord. Other than that, today's video, I was working on that S70, had the dash out while I was working on the dash mounts. Alex came over and checked out what I was doing. He said, man, I may be able to help people make that easier. So he actually made some, I guess, bracket templates. He's going to manufacture some brackets so that if people want to, they can just order a bracket set from him. And when they pull that dash out, those bracket sets will just drop in place, tap a couple of holes in the dash, and either screw and rivet those things in, whichever way you prefer. As long as the rivets are pretty flush, it won't be a problem. So I'm looking forward to that. Other than that, I had some progress on this car, worked on the clock spring. The clock spring is primarily there to deploy the airbag whenever you get into an accident. Their connectors are color coded, so they only go with certain vehicles. And they also help the horn blow and return the turn signal stock. Now, the owner of this car gave me a turn signal stock to replace, and I noticed when I did my test drive, that thing was not returning the turn signal stock to the neutral position. So I'm not sure if it's this clock spring or that turn signal stock, but one or the other didn't work out. So let me go ahead and finish my laundry, get my day started. I hope some of you have been seeing some of the shorts. I'm using those primarily to answer questions. I also have a couple of series that I want to complete in that short form of the shorts. One is gas saving tips. Another one is identifying and properly explaining to people what car parts they're dealing with. Then I might do a series on tools, just, to help educate people on this process that I already help people with on getting stuff fixed. One of the questions I had yesterday, I don't think I made a short out of, was, or a suggestion. Somebody suggested that I abandon my decision to get that t-shirt printer. And, I've already made that decision. I'm going to cross that bridge. And those that want to help, great. Those that don't, I understand. Now, I made a comment that it's an expensive purchase. Well, it is for one person. It might be for two. But for 1,000 people, that's nothing. I mean, that should be like, here, $10, bam, it's done. A lot of times I get people suggest that I get a travel camper or something like that, and at the rates that I charge people and trying to keep people's costs moderate, man, there ain't no way I can afford something like a travel camper. And even parking those things at campsites and stuff is kind of expensive. Back 15, 20 years ago, you could park something like that $10-15 a night. Now I've heard of parking spots being as high as $70 a night. And that wouldn't be a lot of savings to be lugging a big machine around like that. Of course, I'd be able to carry more tools, more of my personal stuff, have a semi-home environment. But without the help of people like you chipping in and helping me purchase something like that, it won't get purchased. I just don't charge people enough to purchase something like that. That's a big ticket item. My guess is a real nice one, probably $150,000, $170,000. I got 235,000 subscribers. If every subscriber I had sent me $5 a month, I could drop something like that down, no problem. But the situation is, I probably have 70, 80, maybe 100 people in Patreon. I don't know. I don't check. I don't keep score, because based on how many people I help with the information I give, how many people watch daily, if I kept score of stuff like that, That would piss me off. I help thousands of people every day. I probably get 16, 17,000 views a day still. And people save thousands of dollars on repairing and understanding and education about car stuff, especially. And to have just less than 1%, a half a percent of that support me and helping me trying to further my information and whatever for people, man, that'd be depressing. Saying, look, I'm helping this many thousands of people a day, and only, a half of 1% of them will want to give back to my direction anyway. So I can't keep scoring stuff like that. That would definitely hurt. And if you guys think 10 G's is a lot for us, I call it us because this is not only for me. I don't do these videos for me. I do these videos for other people. If I got 200 something thousand followers and 10 G's is a lot of money, man, there ain't no way I'll ever get a travel camper or something like that. I'd be lucky if I could buy a fishing lure. So, I appreciate the suggestions or getting the travel camper and dragging cars around and stuff like that, carrying more parts. But, man, my people just not, most of them are not generous. I got a few soldiers that are there for me, help me, support me in many ways. And I had a gang of people help me when, I lost my late wife. But other than that, I got to get with it, do the best with what I got, and keep my dreams moderate. So that's that. I appreciate you guys' support. Appreciate you watching. Hope you have a great day. Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert. That's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you can click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. Time to get cracking. Get that dash supported. Get it installed on this car and move on to the next task. After sitting all night, this piece is nice. The piece that was against there just fell off. That epoxy was wet as it gets. So I'm gonna mix some more 6-minute stuff, set it up there, work on these other mounts, come back to that. Hopefully it'll be hard by the time I get back to it here in an hour. Look what I got in the mail, party people. I didn't know it was going to be this long. Thought it was going to be a little shorter, but hey, that should be perfect for reaching down in here and unlocking that hard to reach torque on top of that thermostat house. I'm kind of surprised that there's still cars with that Torx in there, man. That thing is crazy. I figured everybody had them all replaced to 10mm screws by now, but I'm still finding them. This will also reach in there deep to pop out those oil cooler thermostats. So hope it holds up. Let's see. Again, I appreciate my supporters, especially those over there on Patreon, enabling me to get the special tools I need. I'm here with Alex. He's seeing me brace up this dash, and he said, man, there's got to be a better way. And he is working out a pattern that he can manufacture braces, so when guys like me pull those dashes off, we can pre-order these mount points and just attach them to the dash and go right back in without doing all this crazy gluing, repairing, epoxying, bracing, screwing, drilling. That'll be a thing of a past.
So what I will do is I will have this scanned. Once you get a model of it, we'll do, since these are opposite, in other words, mirror image, we get that scanned, and I'll probably laser cut the out of the sheet metal and have it, formed. Probably these will be opened up a little bit, not as pronounced. I just made it so it contours the dash, so one could just drill holes and put rivets. Well, we get them rivets, the ones that expand on the other side.
Okay.
So it's just no more rattle.
Get rid of the dash rattle.
Right. I'll make a little pocket for the square nut, and this will be like an oval shape so that the average person could just catch, or whoever going to do the dash.
Mm-hmm.
As you said, there's none out there.
Yeah, I haven't
This will be
seen
the thing,
anything.
right? Yeah. It takes a few, when I get few weeks, we'll have it. But this is, so I can have a model, So I have to go scan the whole dash. We don't have one to scan.
That's right.
Right.
All right. Well,
All right.
be looking for that. Help. While Alex works on that, I'm going to work on putting this radiator the rest of the way in. We have the radiator in. Getting ready to put this air tube in. But we're going to wait till we service the AC, do all that kind of stuff. Next up, we are going to put in the air box. Ooh, we need to get that air filter from Alex. And we got the transmission serviced. The fresh fluid put in there. And we got to put this bracket on here that came off from back here from these power steering lines, because I had to remove that to manipulate the power steering lines a little bit. Let me get this bracket in, rusty as it is, rinse it off with some brake parts cleaner and get it installed. Try to secure those power steering lines. We are, trying to glue these mounts for this clock spring. All three of them was busted. It is a task and a half trying to get them close to their proper position where this thing will screw back on to the steering column and actually be mounted there so that that stuff could probably work if there's ever an accident. This clock spring is responsible for letting that airbag loose. Don't want that floating around in there busted up. Engine air filter responsible for delivering clean air to the combustion chamber. These things are supposed to be replaced every 30,000 miles, I believe. Some places 15,000. So check your air filter occasionally and replace that thing. I'm gonna put a date on the end of this one. Right there. Got the dash in and mounted. This job is better done with two people, I tell you. That was heavy. And I got all 4 screws in and tight. This should be a rattle-free dash. We do need a cabin air filter. I forgot to get that from Alex before he left. So I'm going to try to figure out where that is. And I need to put everything in on the inside. So let me get busy with that. Got a few minutes before I'm going to call it a day. With a little help from Alex, some glue gun action, some epoxy. I got all 3 of these holes in here now to see how they line up. I might have to trim a little bit of this stuff away to get this mounted, but I'd rather have it solid than floating around in there. That's it. Worked on that S70, got that dash back in, and man, it's sometimes a little challenging, trying to do things alone, and I'm glad Alex was there to offer some support. I still do dashes. I got probably 2-3 more dashes to do here in the Chicago area before I leave. Well, it would be nice before I leave. And there's a lot of people that take those out. Hopefully this bracket set will help people and it'll be affordable and save you a lot of time and guesswork and putting together those puzzle pieces so you can get those dash secure and quiet it down. And us that own these P80 cars will appreciate those bracket sets. So I'm looking forward to getting a few of them. Hopefully I get one of the first ones, try it out, and report back to you guys how it worked out for me. And, one thing about Alex, if he manufactures something and something don't work out, he's open to fixing it. One thing that he had issues with a few years ago, he manufactured a float system for the coolant reservoir on S40s and stuff. He made a sensor that went in the top of the tank. That thing had, man, I think he recalled the dang thing. They were melting in the coolant reservoir at 200 degrees. Now he has a whole reservoir that he had manufactured with the float in it, just like the P80 cars, and he fixed that. And anybody that had issues or wanted their money back or wanted the replacement system, I'm pretty sure that he made that right with them if they wanted it. You know, you get people that don't even appreciate your effort, and you do something to try to help, it don't work out as it should or you intended to, and man, they just get ooh, they get upset and ugly, and instead of giving you the opportunity to fix it and communicating that with them, you know, there's things that I run across that are not as I would hope they'd be, and I just communicate that a lot of times with the people that's running a business or whatever. Say, hey, I'm not trying to beat you up, but this over here, this is just unsafe or not as sanitary as it should be or whatever. Let them know, and man, if they fix it, great. If they don't, I move on. You know, so hope all that makes sense. I appreciate you watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and find somebody to be a blessing to today.